Hello YouTube, this is EJ83 here. As you can tell, I'm extremely bored. Even though, yeah, I do work at a kind of part-time job, but my full-time job is kind of on hold for a little while. But the good thing about it is I've never been arrested, and I've never done drugs, so I should pass to be back to work in no time. This is something I do part-time to make a little bit extra money, and I've been doing it for 13 years, so it's kind of nice, but what can you do? You know, for someone with a couple of disabilities like autism and learning disabled, I've actually gone pretty far. I've actually been doing this for 13 years. I've been at the current job for the last 3 months, but the job I had before that I had it for 11 years. So I'm always doing pretty good. Always doing pretty good. Oh, there's my face. There's my face. Don't you hate it whenever there's nothing to do when you have no clue how you're going to pass the time? It's funny, when you're at a job, time goes by extremely fast. Extremely fast. But then when you're sitting there doing nada, and you're trying to pass the time, time tends to go slower or just drag. Has anybody else experienced that, or is it just me? I hate being bored. Lord knows it's Saturday, but I'm still bored as hell. I would talk about what's going on politically, but I don't care about politics. As of this point, I'm tired of hearing about it. I would wish the media would actually stop talking about Trump. I don't much care for the guy. I never care for any of the presidents, to be honest with you, but I'm just tired of hearing about him. I'm just tired of hearing about him. If everything is like Trump this, Trump that, it's like, can you please stop talking about him? All you're doing is making him more popular. I mean, if he's going to be there for 2 terms, I guarantee you, by the time 8 years rolls around, we're probably going to be throwing our TVs out the window. Or laptops or whatever. So I either choose to ignore it, and all it is give you, try to give you stuff to watch. I'm just wondering if they're going through a wild goose chase and they're trying to get us to watch. That's why I don't watch the political debates, because all I see is one big giant pissing contest. Which to me means which one can piss off the most people. So apparently the guy who won pissed everyone off. Or pissed less people off. I don't know. I just do find it kind of strange, but then again, how did people in the 80s deal with it when Reagan became president? Yes, sitting in the chair, bored as hell. Don't know what to do. Very bored. Even though on YouTube, I do have a few favorite YouTubers I like to watch. Let's see, Shoe on Head is one of them. Armor Skeptic, I think both of them are pretty funny. Let's see, who else? There's a Connor 22, like him. But me and him on the autistic spectrum, maybe we kind of share some similar stories. Maybe, I'm not sure. We're both metalheads. Just like him, I'm very much into Metallica. I think that band is great. One thing I always liked about them, they took their career and they built it from the ground upwards. Because most artists, when you see them, it seems like all of a sudden they're big and famous. And it seemed like with them, it seemed like they started really small clubs, almost not having an album. 2 years later, they make an album, but the first 2 albums actually are on independent labels. That's surprisingly because we hear Ride the Lightning, it sounds like it's on a major label, but it was actually originally released on an independent label. But and then 2 years later, they were touring with Ozzy and Upstation. So it is amazing how some of these pop stars, all they do, we hear about them for a little bit and they go away. Because how many people still talk about Britney Spears? She's basically yesterday's news. That's one thing I like about rock and roll. Is like, it's gonna be. It seems like all the stuff that came out with the 70s and 80s and 90s, and still getting talked about today. But when Spears came out, she was talked about for a while. When she had a breakdown, good. When she got clean, bye bye. Besides her, I consider her music along with Madonna's vocals. I think it's kind of funny how Madonna thinks she's been oppressed all this time, but then again, when you look at Pat Benatar and the Wilson sisters from Heart, which their career predates Madonna's, it seems like every time you talk about them, you talk about how good of a singer they are, or how good of a band that Heart was. You never talk about them being oppressed. They're actually always being praised for being great singers. So I have no clue what Madonna's crying about. Hell, even Joan Jett and Lita Ford get talked about how good they are with music as opposed to Madonna. So, but then again, they always say you take out of it what you put in. So if you're gonna do something shocking, then that's great and all. But the thing about it is, it's not gonna be remembered for you. Your music's gonna be vaguely remembered, or if it is remembered, it's probably a few songs and that's it. I guarantee you this probably will be one of the most boring YouTube videos you've ever watched in your life. I think it's crazy how technology has begun today. A lot of people don't realize this. Like cell phones actually started back in the mid-'60s. There was a big tackle box with the thing, but the thing about it is only emergency workers would have them. But they were around. It was, I think, it was still like the late '70s when they started really coming out. But I think back then, if you wanted one, you had to have a lot of money, and God forbid you were in no man's land, you probably get not a signal whatsoever. And then you get to go into the early 2000s, you go with the flip phones or the Nokia phones, and then a decade later, iPhones, Androids. And it's funny how like you can do anything you want on them. How you can get jobs on the iPhone, like Uber, Lyft. It's funny how it seems like to me technology is like a double-edged sword. On one hand it's great, and on one hand it's just bad. Like social media, because I remember being autistic, I was able to be, I was being bullied at school, but when I got home, I can get away from it. Or if my home life was really bad, I can go to school to get away from it. And nowadays, you just cannot get away from your problems no matter how hard you try. So social media is good for business, but it is very, very bad for bullies and trolls and all that good stuff, and really bad. Oh, this is going to be the most boring YouTube video you've ever watched. And forgive me for this, I'm new at this, I'm not very good. Like I said, I'm just now learning, so I'm still trying to learn how to use the Movie Maker, so I can actually just record myself on audio and then put random pictures up and just do random conversations. And like I said, if I'm going to do this, it's probably just for just like the career you're seeing. Just for a little bit extra money, just for something to do to kind of keep myself occupied. We all do what we gotta do to kind of keep ourselves occupied. So I'm like TJ Kirk and a few other YouTubers like Six Hammer 666. He's actually a pretty good one that I like. They do it as a career. Me, it's just gonna be either kind of like a hobby or just something random. Like if you want political views, I probably won't give them to you because I don't care. I really don't. I'll be happy to not hear about it because it seemed like at work they had it on News Channel 4 for the longest time. Like, could you put it back on HGTV for a while? At least on there you don't have to hear about all this political garbage. If you're tired about hearing about it, you can like these videos if you like or subscribe. But and if you need you guys out there who make YouTube videos for a living, you have any advice for me on what I can do to do this? Like for right now, I don't have very much money for a lot of equipment, but if you can tell me what I can do to get it for cheap, or because I already have a laptop and I already have a camera, but I need to find a way because I'm not too comfortable with showing my face. So I just want to do YouTube videos where it's just my voice, or like I said, it's gonna be every once in a blue moon, and not a whole. I'm not gonna do it a whole lot. It's just something I'll probably do on the side, or something like, oh, I can make a YouTube video. Great, cool. Well, this is EJ83 signing off, and if you liked this video, you can press like, and if you want to subscribe, go for it, but if not, don't worry about it. So I will see you in the next video.